Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Nilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyate Desatarine. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha Kalpa Taruvesha Vipa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripa tamham bande Shri Guru Deenatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Hare Krishna. So last class we were discussing about essence versus external. Yes, anyone remembers some key points what we were discussing? Okay. You should raise your hand and then start speaking. Yes, okay, you can speak, but next time onwards, first raise hand and then, okay, yes.
So, yeah, so last time is the essence and external. So, some of the practical example we provided that how we are more oriented to external instead of essence. Like, to give an example of chanting. So, we are more focused on the number of chantings instead of the quality of chantings. We are showing our feedbacks, the quality of feedbacks, branding of feedbacks, so many things, but without focusing the quality of chanting. That is one example.
So we were discussing about essence versus external, and we are giving a lot of examples about essence and external. Yes, someone else? Sunita Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, like while preaching, if we are not practicing, so that is how that essence is missing if we are not practicing ourselves and we are preaching something.
Yeah, so in preaching also, if you are not practicing, so that essence is missing. Anyone else? Yes, Monalisha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam. Prabhuji, either essence versus external, you mentioned that externals are important. It's not that we don't need the externals. Cleanliness is important, but if the essence, main ingredient is the essence in the payasam, if the sweetness is not there, even though the other ingredients are properly cooked, then the dish becomes not that palatable. So, through different examples, like during the hearing also, we sometimes focus more on the external things, the physically present, taking notes also, but not that attentive. So it's not registering in our internally. We are not grasping the thing and applying in our life. So if that is missing, then the other external side is not that important.
Yeah, correct. Perfect. Okay. That's good. So we were basically focusing on essence and externals. And it is important that we focus on essence. And it's not that externals are not important. They're also very important. But we should not miss out the essence while focusing on externals, or we should not overemphasize on the externals. Sometimes we overemphasize the externals, as if they are the only thing in Krishna consciousness. So instead of that, we focus on the essence and understand externals are also important. to enhance the essence. So this is very important point which none of you said, which is very important, is that is the essence. Externals are meant to enhance the quality of the essence. But externals, if they become the essence, then there is problem. Like for example, elaichi in the kheer, or kesher in the kheer, or milk in the kheer, that just to enhance. But if we don't add sugar only, so it doesn't become sweet only. Is this clear, everyone? Okay. Okay, there are so many devotees missing today. Madhur Koli Prabhu. So I hope. So all the monitors should also take note in the book reading sessions who are all missing classes, and that is your service, and informing, oh, this person missed class, this person missed class, because it will become too difficult for Madhur Koli Prabhu to handle so many people. Monitors, you have 5, 6, 7, 8 people under you, so then it becomes easy. Okay. Hare Krishna. So today we will see the other 4 questions, and we will see what we can learn from the other 4 questions in today's session. Okay. So we will read some things. We will read one by one the verses. We'll continue reading the verses, and then we will we'll read all the 3 questions and also the 4th question, and then we'll discuss. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswati Vyasam
Tato Jayam Mudire.
Tato Jayam Mudire.
Okay, this is Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 1st chapter, text 12. Okay. Suta janasi bhadrang te
Suta janasi bhadram te
Bhagavan Sattvatam Pati
Bhagavan Sattvatam Pati
Devakyam Vasudevasya
Devakyam Vasudevasya
Jato Yasya Chikirshaya.
Jato Yasya Chikishaya.
Suta janasi bhadrang te
Suta janasi bhadram te
Bhagavan Sattvatam Pati
Bhagavan Sattvatam Pati
Devakyam Vasudevasya
Devakyam Vasudevasya
Jato Yasya Chikirshaya.
Jato Yasya Chikishaya.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this is the 3rd question. Okay. So this is the 3rd question. All blessings upon you, O Suta Goswami. You know for what purpose the personality of Godhead appeared in the womb of Devaki as the son of Vasudeva. Okay. So they are asking, why did Lord Krishna appeared as the son of Devaki? That's the 3rd question. Okay. Now this is the 4th question. 1:17. Asya karmani udarani parigitani suribhi bruhina sraddhadhananam Leelaya dadata kala. Okay, anyone else? Asya karmani udarani
Asya karmani udarani
parigitani suribhi
parigitani suribhi
bruhina sraddhadhananam
Ruhina Shraddhadananam
Leelaya dadata kala.
Leelaya Dadata Kala.
So this is the 4th question. His transcendental acts. Whose transcendental acts?
Krishna.
Bhagavan ka. His transcendental acts are magnificent and gracious, and the great learned sages like Narada sing of them. Please therefore speak to us who are eager to hear about the adventures he performs in various incarnations. So here they are speaking about Krishna. Speak about Krishna. Here they are speaking about Krishna's incarnations. Okay, speak about the incarnations of Krishna. Okay, next. This is fifth question. अथा क्या ही हरे धीमन
अथा क्या ही हरे धीमन
अवतार कथा सुभा
अवतारा कथा सुहा
लीला विधात स्वैरम
लीला विधाता स्वेरम
ईश्वरस्यात्म मायया.
ईश्वरस्यात् माया.
Okay. Oh wise Sutta, please narrate to us the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Godhead's multi-incarnations. Such auspicious adventures and pastimes of the Lord, the Supreme Controller, are performed by His internal powers. So also tell about the other incarnations. Especially in relation to the material world, like the Vishnu avatars, Purusha avatars, and all those things. So tell also about the avatars in the material world. Right? Now they will ask the sixth question. But before we go to the sixth question, it is important to tell what to read why these sages are asking about Krishna. Okay, now it is very important. You see now, here comes the interesting thing about what the sages are telling. Okay, so we will read now. So this is the 18th question. So we will read now 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, all these verses translation, because the sages are why they were asking about Krishna and why they want to know about Krishna. So what's the reason they are asking these questions? So we'll just read out the translation. Anyone, one by one, can text 13, one devotee, and then 14, like that. We'll read.
Oh, Swami, we are eager to learn about the personality of God.
Oh, so wait. This is not the way. Slowly. Oh, Sutta Goswami, we are eager. Okay. So local train.
Oh, Sutta Goswami, we are eager to learn about the personality of God and His incarnations. Please explain to us those teachings imparted by previous masters, acharyas. For one is uplifted both by speaking them and by hearing them.
So what is the reason they are telling? So by speaking about them, one is uplifted. So this is the reason. Uplifted doesn't mean that you are in ground floor, you will go to the 22nd floor. Uplifted means you are uplifted in your consciousness. Chetana mein aapka parivartan aata hai. Your chetana becomes more positive and more transformed. So that's what. So they are telling that one is uplifted both by speaking and hearing. So that's the thing. Yes, 14. Anyone? Yes, Monali Samati. Read 14.
Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of the birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by feared person.
So this is the first reason they are telling that one is uplifted. The second reason they are telling that one can be freed from one can be freed from the material world just by chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord, or Bhagwan ka katha, like speaking about the Lord. So one can, and fear is feared by fear personified. Matlab the Lord, if anyone takes shelter of the Lord, then the fear personified fears him. So that is the strength of the Lord. So sometimes we are fearful, we should think Krishna is there with me. So even the fear personified is actually afraid, right? ये भगवान का व्यक्ति है, पंगा नहीं लेने का इसके साथ. You understand ना? In हिंदी जैसे ना पंगा नहीं लेने का. In English what they say? पंगा को mess. Don't mess around with him. Don't mess around with him. Yeah, like that. Don't mess around with him. Okay, so then like text 15. Yes.
O Suta, those great sages who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in touch with them, whereas the waters of the Ganges can sanctify only after prolonged use.
Yeah, so the third thing they are telling is that that by coming in touch with not just Lord, even the Lord's devotees, if you come in touch with them, they have the power of sanctification, right? And but one has to go to Ganga to sanctify oneself, like we went to Rishikesh. But Lord's devotees are so that we are sitting in home, and another devotee may be sitting in Calcutta, we may be sitting in Kota, but we'll get sanctified by the association. Just imagine, huh? So this is the power of the Lord, and the chanting the names of the Lord. So the third thing they are telling is that sanctification, the power of the special power of sanctification. The Ganga sanctification requires you going to Ganga. Holy name sanctification comes on its own to you through your ears. Like you are sitting in a bus stop and you are sitting, and then some devotees come and chant Hare Krishna. So you don't have to go to Hare Krishna. It comes to you, right? So the devotees of the Lord, they carry Lord in their heart, and they go and just by at once they sanctify. But Ganga, if you take bath in Ganga, then again and again you have to go. Again and again you have to go to Rishikesh to take bath, and then you get purified. But one time, one devotee purifies you. Whole life you will remember. Correct? Yes, Pawan Krishna Prabhu, he is smiling. Yes, you remember Nagpur. Yes? Huh? So you still remember how you were purified. Yes. So when a devotee purifies us, how many of you remember all the incidents where Sri Nitai Das really chastised you very heavily? Very good, very good, very good. So this is how many more than how many of you think that the remembrance of Rishikesh bathing and remembrance of chastisement of Sri Nitai Das is more prominent is remembrance of Sri Nitai Das chastisement? How many of you think? Yeah, correct. You go to Ganga and bathe, ठीक है, स्नान किया, and after some time you forget. But you get chastisement and you are purified, and just whole life you remember it. Right? Huh? This is what is. So Krishna is laughing. He is telling, मेरा तो prolonged chastisement होता है. But for everyone is raising one hand only one time. But I am so close, the next door neighbor. So in every 1 hour there is some purification. So that he is correct? Yes, that's what he is telling. So the devotees of the Lord, when they purify us, when they give their mercy, the mercy becomes very prominently imprinted in our heart. That's what they are telling. You will see that a devotee who is very, very powerful, he imprints his presence in our heart and really, really makes, completely purifies us, provided we take, we appreciate that person. If you have deep appreciation for a devotee, then you will see that you will be dragged to sanctification, dragged to purification, right? So if somehow or other we have, that's why we should glorify devotees. Like I told Kushal Bihari Prabhu, he had sent the message that in Akshaya Tritiya will glorify devotees. The glorification of devotees is very, very special. It is actually bathing and purifying ourselves. Glorifying the devotees' good qualities is like sanctification, and they are more powerful than sanctification by Ganges water. So we should understand, if we more and more take the water of good qualities of devotees and bathe ourselves with that water, it is more powerfully, it gets imprinted in our consciousness than the Ganga water, right? That's what they are telling. And not just devotees, because devotees means Krishna is also along with the devotees. So when we glorify devotees, we will glorify Krishna also, because devotees and Krishna are very, very strongly related, right? So then, the fourth thing they are telling is, read.
Who is there, desiring deliverance from the vices of the age of quarrel, who is not willing to hear the virtuous glories of the Lord?
So after knowing these three things, so there is upliftment of consciousness, there is detachment from the entanglements of this world, and there is also sanctification. After knowing this, who is there who will not be willing to hear the virtuous glories of the Lord? So only a foolish person will not come for the class, right? But if he is an intelligent person, he will come and want to hear, oh, Krishna's glories will be discussed. Okay. Now the next, these are the things they are talking about, holy name and katha of the Lord and all those things of the Lord. Now you see what question they are asking. So that means the sages were knowing fully about the glories of Harikatha. Yes? So just see, all these things they are telling. That means they are fully aware of the glories of Harikatha. Now you see what the last question they are asking. This is sixth question. Okay. So this is 1:123. Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Brahmane Dharma Varmani
Swam Kashtham Adhunopete
Swam Kashtham Adhuno Pete
Dharmaha Kam Saranam Gataha.
Dharmaha Kam Sharanam Gataha.
Anyone else? Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne Brahmanye Dharma Varmani Swam Kashtham Adhunopete Dharma Kam Saranam Gataha. Okay, translation and purport. Since Sri Krishna, the absolute truth, the master of all mystic powers, has departed for his own abode, please tell us to whom the religious principles have now gone for shelter. Purport. Essentially, religion is the prescribed codes enunciated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, religion means what? The codes of conduct given by Supreme Lord. Whenever there is a gross misuse or neglect of the principles of religion, the Supreme Lord appears himself to restore religious principles. This is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Here the sages of Naimisharanya are inquiring about these principles. The reply to this question is given later. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental sound representation of the personality of Godhead, and thus it is the full representation of the transcendental knowledge and religious principles. Okay. So now the question is, based on their question, we should ask question that if the sages were knowing so well the glories of Hari Katha, why they are confused then? If they're so aware, we read what all things they are speaking about glories of Hari Katha. One will be uplifted, one will be disentangled from this world, one will be sanctified. Then why they were doing yajna? Huh? That means they are in knowledge. Huh? Yes, anyone would like to answer the question? Okay. Oh, please raise hands. Yes. Please raise hand. Yes. Bihari Govind Prabhu, then Rajesh Prabhu, Santi, and then Santanu.
I think it's because they are not aware about the process for Kali Yuga. What is the process for Kali Yuga?
Okay, so they are not aware of the process of the Kali Yuga. Okay, Rajesh.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat. Like us, we know that by chanting the name of Lord, we will get liberated. Still, we are engaged in material world and in all those things, knowing everything.
Okay, so just like us, so he is telling that. So first thing, Bihari Govind said that they were unaware of process. Second, he was telling that just like us, they are distracted. Just like we also have come to know, but we are also distracted. So they are also distracted. Okay, anyone else? Yes, Santi?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Yes.
तेजस को सब कुछ पता था और वो लोग डर रहे थे जब कृष्ण अपने धाम वापस चले जाएंगे तो क्या होगा, के लिए वो डर की वजह से उन्होंने पूछा।
Okay, so they were afraid that Krishna has left. So then what is going to happen? Krishna has left means Krishna has taken dharma also has gone with Krishna. So what is going to happen? So they were afraid. Okay, Santanu. Oh, so many people.
Hare Krishna
Bolo.
Prabhuji, they are knowing about glories of Hari Katha, but they know that the exclusive description of the Hari Katha is not given till now anywhere. So they want to hear the exclusive description. And also for the benefit of the whole world, they want that this Hari Katha be presented by Sutta Goswami. Exclusivity.
So exclusive discussion and benefit of the world. Okay, so Santanu Prabhu has got the right answer, but still we'll take Kushal Bihari Prabhu's answer.
They wanted to establish the right process, which to hear from the authorized representatives.
Okay, so establish the process. Okay. Okay, next. Prasanjit, you want to say something?
So actually, the sages know that in future, in Kali Yuga, people's progress about principles, religious principles, so they want to establish so that people are able to follow the authority principle.
So they were concerned about the future of Kali Yuga, how things will get managed and everything. Okay, very good. Mute. So, okay. Pavan Krishna Prabhu, you want to say something?
Yes, Prabhu. Actually, same as what Shantanu Prabhu said. They want to set an example that we have done Yajna, we have achieved nothing. So, like they want to show the example that for Kali Yuga Vasis, Yajna is not important.
Okay, very good, very good. So that is definitely there. So we will discuss is that even if we know about the essence of various paths, it is also important that we know the exclusivity involved in bhakti, or if you want to get liberated from this world. Okay, so last class we discussed about essence, and today we'll discuss about exclusivity and how it is important, right? So there are a lot of dharmas, and we may be fully aware of the essence of those dharmas. A person may be fully aware of the essence of all different dharmas. Like for example, Stri dharma. I am a wife of someone. So what is the dharma of a wife? Pati dharma and putra dharma, or boss dharma, employee dharma, guru dharma. So we may have lot of dharmas and we may learn all the essence of all the dharmas. But we need to also understand that dharma to Krishna is exclusively different and unique to other dharmas. And that was a difficulty for Satyuga, Treta Yuga and Dwapar Yuga people. And that's how you will see Bhagavatam and many other sages, those who know the right thing, they glorify Kali Yuga people. And they glorify Kali Yuga. Now, why they glorify Kali Yuga? Because in Kali Yuga, the capacity to do other dharmas becomes automatically discarded. So then automatically you don't have any choice to make bhakti exclusive. Bhakti has to be performed with that exclusivity. If bhakti is not performed exclusively, it will not give you that thing that what you are expecting. What we are expecting from bhakti: love for Krishna, going back to Godhead, serving Krishna. Correct? That's what we are expecting from bhakti. But until unless bhakti is performed with that exclusivity, it will not give you the desired result, that is love for Lord. And then getting liberated and engaged in service of the Lord, eternal service. Now also we are doing service, but eternal service. So bhakti has to be, if we really want to get liberated from this world and join Lord's entourage in spiritual world, it has to be performed with exclusivity, right? Now Kali Yuga, the speciality of Kali Yuga is the capacity to perform other dharmas are very, very minimal, or they are not there only. Like for example, if someone wants to perform Stri Dharma, Stri's body nowadays in Kali Yuga is half dead only. If you read the Stri Dharma, the Stris in Kali Yuga will think, better remain unmarried like Prabhuji only, I don't want to do the Stri Dharma. So if you read similarly Putra Dharma, my goodness, there is no question of all of you are putras. Like there is no question of putras and putris living in one city and your old father, mother, they are living in another city. Oh, that is not putra dharma. ये पुत्र धर्मा नहीं है. पुत्र धर्मा मतलब पिताजी को लेके आना, पास रखना, ये करना. या फिर if father is telling बेटा तुम आओ इधर, then immediately leaving everything and going to father and staying there. But how many people can do? Wherever father is staying, there you don't have job, and where you have job, father doesn't want to come. How many of you agree with this problem in Kali Yuga? So just see, we cannot perform the putra dharma. And Pita dharma means he has to give some time to putra. Hardly Pita is able to see the putra. Pita goes to office, and when Pita comes back, Putra has slept. And when Pita is sleeping, Putra has got up and gone to school. So what Pita dharma is this? Huh? Now Pita says, no, I have to see my son. Then the Pita cannot follow the employee dharma properly. So in Kali Yuga, the capacity to perform these dharmas, and pati dharma, my goodness, all the pati dharma, if you hear the pati dharma, my goodness, this like very, very elaborate, how a husband should behave and take care of the wife. The wife should be sitting like Lakshmi, and the wife should be decorated with golden ornaments fully, and I'm telling you, अभी तो क्या है, प्लास्टिक रोल्ड गोल्ड दे देता है पति, एंड पत्नी भी खुश हो जाती है. हाँ, ये कौन सा है ना? So पति धर्मा means full. The पत्नी should never be not decorated with gold, filled with gold. That is meaning of pati dharma. So pati means he has to give very lot of gold ornaments to the wife, good food to the wife, and good big house to the wife, right? And very good finest of the fabrics to the wife, and very good child. These are the 5 things of pati dharma, that good golden ornaments should be there to the wife. Nowadays no pati can give gold. As soon as one little bit ring the wife says to the husband becomes so upset. He Prabhuji is so demanding. He is not demanding, so demanding. You are not able to fulfill even the minimal things of pati dharma. Why you are shouting at your wife? You are a useless husband. So pati dharma is impossible to be followed. Nowadays one necklace the wife demands, the husband gets, oh, kaise necklace do? Oh, why you became husband? Can't give one necklace to your wife. So this is pati dharma also we are not able to follow. Patni dharma not able to follow. Putra pita dharma. All these different dharmas, whatever you see in Kali Yuga, the capacity of the male, female, anyone becomes so degraded. It's such a degraded age that you cannot follow any dharmas. But the sages, they see Kali Yuga in a different perspective. बहुत अच्छा है. In Kali Yuga, you are forced to become exclusive. In Kali Yuga, you are forced to catch the essence. Right? So what a wife will do if the husband is not providing necklace, is not providing good golden ornaments? The wife will be forced. क्या करें, ठीक है, कुछ नहीं कर रहा है, एटलीस्ट मेरे को हरिनाम तो करने दे रहा है, बस और क्या चाहिए. So the wife will be forced when she gets a husband like this, incapable husband like this in Kali Yuga. So the wife will be forced to take shelter of Krishna. Oh, Krishna can give everything. Krishna is actually my protector. Krishna is the real husband. Similarly, husband seeing that the wife doesn't have any capacity to do, ये कर रहा है, वो कर रहा है, ये कर रहा है, she is not able to do any service. So the husbands also think, अरे get rid of all this patni dharma, pati dharma. Let me focus exclusively on Krishna dharma. So that is a special thing we should be glorifying Kali Yuga about. That Kali Yuga, the exclusivity is forced upon the living entity. And just what is remaining is, in Kali Yuga, is all other dharmas, the capacity to do is minimal. But if you just focus in teaching people bhakti, then automatically people will take bhakti exclusively, because they have no choice. So, but the problem in Satyuga, Kali Yuga was, in Satyuga, Kali Yuga and all other yugas also, there was lot of discussion about bhakti. Don't think that bhakti is only available in Kali Yuga. But then there are so much of distractions. रघुकुल रीति सदा चली आए, प्राण जाए पर बचन ना जाए. That aspect, प्राण जाए पर बचन ना जाए, this is also dharma, na? That becomes so overly prominent in other yugas that हरि कथा के लिए, अगर if someone is given option, if हरि कथा is there and मैंने बचन दिया है मैं कुछ कर लूंगा, so then he will perform the bachan and forget the hari katha. So the other dharmas, because the capacity is there, in Kali Yuga capacity is not there, so no one even thinks about अरे प्राण जाए, प्राण रहे, बचन चला जाए. कब अर्थक्वेक हो जाएगा, कब क्या हो जाएगा, मेरा प्राण चला जाएगा, जितना दिन जिंदा हो, बचन जाए क्या फर्क पड़ता है, प्राण ना जाए. So, but the capacity was so much in Treta Yuga that बचन ना जाए, because प्राण जाता ही नहीं था. कलयुग में तो ऐसे ही प्राण चला जा रहा है, तो सब लोग बचन के पीछे भाग नहीं रहे. No, in Treta Yuga, people used to stay for almost more than 10,000 years. In Satya Yuga, people used to stay for 1 lakh years. In Treta Yuga, people used to stay for 10,000 years, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, 36,000, like that. So, now so big lifespan में प्राण जाए पर वचन ना जाए, बिकॉज दे नो इवन इफ प्राण चला जाता है फिर से एक शरीर मिलेगा, उसमें भी प्रोलॉन्ग लाइफ स्पैन मिलेगा. सो इन कलियुगा तो दिस कैपेसिटी इज मिनिमम. सो इन सत्ययुगा देयर वाज लॉट ऑफ डिस्ट्रैक्शंस फ्रॉम द अदर धर्मास. सो देयर आर डिफरेंट धर्मास एक्सप्लेन इन द स्क्रिप्चर्स, and because there is so much of distraction, so it's not that the sages were not knowing about the glories of holy name, but about the other dharma of yajna, doing some yajna, because they are from a different age. So they were trying to perform, but they were not getting result, because in a particular age, a particular thing happens. So that's why Kali Yuga is very, very special, very, very special. It forces us to focus bhakti exclusively. So Krishna is an exclusive lover. God wants exclusivity from us, right? But in other yugas, because of so much of distractions, like Rajesh Prabhu was telling about distractions, right? So the distractions of the sages is not about, sometimes knowledge also creates lot of distractions. So this is next thing. Because we are discussing about exclusivity, we need to also discuss about Distractions, because distractions take us away from exclusivity. How many of you think that because there are so many options nowadays, from YouTube, hearing classes and everything, how many of you feel that ठीक है प्रभु जी का क्लास अगर मैं नहीं किया YouTube से सुन लूंगा? How many of you think? Huh? So now, when there are a lot of options available, then exclusivity is lost. Did you get what I am telling? Huh? So when there is options available, exclusivity is lost. Similarly, we should understand in other yugas there are a lot of options available. There is so many dharmas, and everyone would be considered dharmic. A person, if he follows the varnashram dharma very nicely, if he becomes a very good brahmana, he will be considered a big dharmic person, right? If a person is following the Pita Dharma very nicely, he will be considered a very dharmic person. If a person is following the words of the father very nicely, he will be considered a very dharmic person. So, why there is distraction? Because there was options. And that options created that distractions. But we need to understand that if you love someone and you always have an option in your mind, then the person doesn't feel love. I don't know whether you understood what I said. I'll repeat. If you love, huh? Okay. If you love, okay. If you love someone, then like for example, if Arpan feels that Prabhuji has an option either to give me time or give time to Prasanjit. So will Arpan feel, oh, theek hai, Prabhuji has option to give time. So Arpan is not clear whether he will, Prabhuji will give me time at 2 o'clock or he will give time to Prasanjit. Then he is also theek hai, देखते हैं, wait करते हैं 155 तक, 160, 158 तक. But imagine, Arpan knows that at 2 o'clock Prabhuji is going to give me only time. So then there is more prerana, inspiration. He is also ready, right? So similarly Krishna also. If Krishna knows that yes, this living entity only will catch me and not catch any other path, then Krishna also feels more loved that because of that exclusive attention that we are giving. So love means exclusivity. Without exclusivity, there is no question of love. If we, without giving an attention to a person exclusively, right? You don't feel love. Imagine Sarja Mataji has booked some meeting and I am in the meeting and then I am again and again watching, taking the watch and seeing, and Mataji will say, Prabhuji, I think you do the your job and then sometimes else we can meet, right? You get frustrated if a person is coming to meet with you and again watching, seeing the watch and how, what's the time and all, you get frustrated, right? So love means exclusivity. Without exclusivity, there is no love. And the amazing thing about Kali Yuga is we are forced to become exclusive. Just we have to ensure to tell to Kali Yuga Basis, people, that Krishna Bhakti is so simple, love for Krishna is so simple, and which other Yuga people were also knowing, but because of so much of distractions to other paths, they were not able to take. Now the question is, that's how even the sages were having knowledge, even that knowledge also can create ignorance when knowledge gives options. and you need to choose the best and appropriate option. So in previous yugas, people were having all types of knowledge and they were having full knowledge of all the options of dharmas, and all were dharma. You cannot say that Pita dharma is not dharma. Pita dharma is dharma, Patni dharma is dharma, Putra dharma is dharma. So they have having the full knowledge about the essence of all the dharmas. Now then, if you are having knowledge, if you don't have knowledge of the duties of closest, you are sleeping or what? So if you don't have knowledge about Putra dharma, then you anyway don't have knowledge. But if you have knowledge, then you have you will want to practice the Putra dharma, right? And that's how, even if you have knowledge, you need to know this verse that the sages are speaking. 1:1:22. We'll read this verse and we'll end and take question answers. Tvam no sandarshito dhatra dustaram nistitir shatam kaling sattvaharam pumsam karnadhara ivarnavam. कर्णधार इवार्णवम. अर्णव मतलब ओशन, कर्णधार मतलब कैप्टन. So even if you know knowledge, you still need a captain in your life to tell which among the knowledge is appropriate and adequate at this moment for you. So the knowledge, the dharma has to be performed appropriately and also it has to be performed adequately. कितना वो धर्म को करना है, कितना स्त्री धर्म करना है, कितना पति धर्म करना है, राइट? कितना स्त्री धर्म कर लिया, कृष्ण के पास समय ही नहीं है कृष्ण को देने के लिए. So even if we have knowledge and also know the essence of knowledge, still, right, it is important to have a captain in our life who can tell how much to do that, and among all those things, what is most appropriate for us. So the sages were knowing the glories of Harinam, but they were also knowing the glories of the yajna. They were also knowing the glories of other paths also. So it's not that they were not knowing the glories of Harikatha, but they were also equally knowing the glories of yajna. And don't think that yajna is not glorious. We don't know the glories of yajna and that's why we are confused. But yajna is very powerful process. In ISKCON we don't too much yajna hua hai, yajna kar raha hai. Kya? But don't, yajna have been done from Satyuga. Every yajna se Vishnu nikalते थे. Huh? We hear Prithu doing yajna, Vishnu nikle. Huh? So yajna is very powerful. Yajna has a lot of glories. So here the translation, we think that we have met your goodness by the will of providence, just so that we may accept you as the captain of the ship for those who desire to cross the difficult ocean of Kali, which deteriorates all the good qualities of a human being. So Kali, sattvaharam pumsam. Sattvaharam matlab it destroys all the good qualities. So the point, the conclusion here is that we may be in knowledge of all the essence, we may be in knowledge of the essence of the yajnas and all those things, but still we need to understand that the process of bhakti or the process of attaining Krishna or attaining the love for Krishna requires exclusive attention. And for us to give that exclusive attention, we need a Karnadhar in our life. And the Saunakadi Rishis, they were knowing the glories of Yajna and they were also knowing the glories of Harikatha, but they were dependent on Suta Goswami to tell what is appropriate and what is adequate for them. And then later on we'll see in the second chapter onwards, Suta Goswami is going to answer their questions. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yes. So, anyone has any question? Oh, there is so many questions. Yes, Santi Mataji, please ask question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Bolo.
Today morning, this Krishnashtakam, you were telling about Purna Amritam. That is complete taste or the essence which we enjoy. And now in the class also, we ended up like that only exclusivity. So when I connect this after joining this class, everything, I'm able to enjoy the taste whenever possible. That is few seconds, something like that, on and off. But again, taste is being snatched when I enter into all these dharmas, which I have to perform as a woman in this world. But I want to enjoy the taste continuously 24/7, 365 days without nobody snatching it from me. So please guide me how to get that.
Yeah, so so we need to understand that so long we are having a material body and filled with doing all these dharmas, it is very difficult to fully experience the full nectar of devotional service. And that's how all devotees, they aspire that, oh Lord, when I will go back to you, when I'll be with you in spiritual world, where I will not be pressurized for all the different dharmas of this world. So, so long we are in this material world, it is practically not possible to get rid of the dharmas of different dharmas you are saying. But there is one solution. The solution is we should have a gradual process of reducing our bodily dharma and increasing our Krishna dharma. And that's why Banaprastha ashram is there, Sannyas ashram is there. Not that we remain in Grihastha ashram fully, right? As soon as a son gets married, daughters get married. So the Grihasthas, they should now reduce down their Stri dharma, Pati dharma and all those things and focus exclusively on Krishna dharma, and then they will be able to experience also a great taste and they don't have to get entangled. But what generally the sasumas, what they do, even if the Bahurani has already come to the house, they still want to control the kitchen. They still want to control the bank balance. The father doesn't want to give the bank balance to the son, and the son is thinking, oh Papa, you have got old, you retire now and you focus on Krishna, you will take care, but then they will not give. So our attachments are there. Now because of our attachments only we are getting troubled. So we need to understand that. So first thing I said is, until unless we go back to Godhead and enter the spiritual realm, we will not be able to experience fully the Purna Amrita, because there, so long we are having the material body, we need to do some material duties. Something little bit we have to do, and that's why, that's the only reason devotees aspire to go back to spiritual world, because in spiritual world there is no other obligations other than exclusively serving Krishna. Second, even while living in this world, we should have a gradual process of detaching ourselves from all other dharmas. Not that we whole life continue our Stri dharma or Pati dharma or Putra dharma. That's not the course of life. So Grihastha ashram has to end. Grihastha ashram is not till tag end of our life, till death, and we are just flapping our breathing, gasping, and we are thinking, who will take care of my husband? When I leave, who will take care of my husband? This is not Grihastha Ashram. Grihastha Ashram means when we are sufficiently young, at the after middle age, at 50, 55 or maximum 58, 60, we must completely leave Grihastha Ashram and focus fully and exclusively on Krishna and Krishna Dharma. So that plan has to be made at the age of 25, 30 only while entering the Grihastha Ashram. So, but if anyone wants to perform all these dharma, putra dharma, pati dharma, patni dharma, till the fag end of his life, then he will never be able to experience Purna Amrita. That is not possible only because the other dharmas, the bodily dharmas and Krishna dharma, they are like diametrically opposite. The bodily dharmas will drag you to material world, Krishna dharma will be dragging you to spiritual world. So they are diametrically opposite. You have to give up your bodily dharmas, but right now we may not be able to give up it completely, but we should have planned slowly how exclusively we perform only Krishna dharma. And that's why we need someone who can guide us how to gradually give up our dharma. General tendency is what? Immediately I should give up. That is not possible, right? So it has to be a gradual process. Detachment has to be a gradual process, right? We have given a class on detachment, how detachment has to be gradual. You can ask your monitors. I think Selja Mataji, she has attended the class in the Vena section, Anga Maharaja's section. You can hear that lecture so that you will understand. But detachment has to be gradual. Is this clear? Right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes, Selja Mataji, then Udharan Krishna Prabhu, Manali.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is why these sages have to perform 1,000 years yajna? They wasted 1,000 years to ask these right questions.
Yeah, so more you are, more you have knowledge, more you get convinced of the knowledge also. And so if you have to convince a already convinced person, it takes long time in the debate. How many of you have seen that? A person is convinced of something, then it takes long time, you know, then you have to speak this, then he will also give something, and all those things. So, and also, I don't know whether the sages, they had planned for 1,000-year yajna, and I think in between only they got frustrated. So I have to see. There is a I had only given a class that but I have forgotten the timeline, how much time actually the sages had done the yajna. So I have to look back. In Padma Puran, the exact dates are given. So they had planned for 1,000-year yajna, but I don't think they performed it for the 1,000 years. In between only, I think somewhere in between, they got frustrated. Okay?
Prabhuji, when we were solving our assignment, there were like a section name, Vishnu ji is telling to Shiva, do we, so this is there in the Shastras, so they must have read it, they must be convinced them what we should do.
Yeah, so they were convinced about this, but they were convinced about the yajnas also. So exclusivity was missing. Yajna is not wrong. Yajna is very good.
Yajna is right, but it's not fitting for this youth.
No. Even if yajna fits for this yug, if you don't perform bhakti with exclusivity, you will not get Krishna. Kali Yuga speciality is not that yajna doesn't fit. Kali Yuga speciality is that we don't fit for the yajna. That is the speciality of Kali Yuga. I don't know whether you understood what I said.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, I understand.
See, it's not that yajna is not fit for Kali Yuga. We are not fit for performing yajna in Kali Yuga. And that is a great benediction upon us. So that we are saved from getting distracted. Okay.
So क्या प्रभु जी यज्ञ is exclusive like हरिनाम संकीर्तन.
हाँ.
हरिनाम अगर करेंगे तो वो हमको भगवान के धाम लेके जाएगा.
Yes. In सत्युग also हरिनाम करने से ही भगवान के धाम जाएंगे आप. In त्रेता युग also हरिनाम करने से ही भगवान के धाम जाएंगे. But because of the options available, they used to get distracted, do all those things and finally do Harinam and go back. So it's not that Sankirtan Yajna is the Yajna for Kali Yuga. No. Sankirtan is the Yajna. Sankirtan is the process of developing love for Krishna in all ages. In Satyuga also, if you want to develop love for God, you have to do Sankirtan. In Treta Yuga also you have to do Harinam. भगवान का प्रेम भगवान के नाम भगवान की कथा में ही है. And this principle is not for Kali Yuga. This principle is a general principle, absolute principle. You cannot develop love for God without chanting Lord's names, without hearing Lord's Katha. So, Navavidha Bhakti is not for Kali Yuga. It is a generic principle. But the speciality of Kali Yuga, the benediction of Kali Yuga is that Kali Yuga makes us unfit for all other things and automatically makes us aloof from the distractions. What the sages after doing so much of yajna came to conclusion, oh Harinam is the sar, baki sab bekar. So we तो कर ही नहीं पाएंगे तो बाकी सब हमारे लिए anyway बेकार हो जाता. That's the point. Is this clear? Okay, sounds good. Okay, so Sankirtan Yajna is the Yajna for all the ages also. Dhruva Maharaj finally what he did? After doing all the breathing exercises and everything, Dhruva Maharaj attained Krishna for what? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Like that he used to chant. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And in Lord Ram's pastimes, what this fellow was doing? Vibhishan. Ram, 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 Ram. What Valmiki did? Ram, 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 Ram. Right? So in Treta Yuga also Ram's name was the goal to attain Ram. Right? But there were yajnas, this and that and all those things, and then so much of distraction. Raghukul Reet Sada Chali Aayi, Prana Jai Par Bachan Na Jai. Right? So, and that is why Yudhishthir Maharaj's chariot was going on the air. Yudhishthir Maharaj's chariot used to not touch the ground. Right? And then, because he was very truthful, he used to never tell lie. He used to always follow dharma. He is Dharmaraj's son. His chariot was flowing on the air, floating on the air. It will not touch the ground. Then, in the Mahabharata war, to decrease the moral of Dronacharya, Krishna came and told Yudhishthir, go and tell Dronacharya that Aswathama is killed, Aswathama is dead. And then immediately Yudhishthir says, oh, how can I not speak truth? And then he speaks little lie. And Nareva Kunjare Aswathama Hata. I don't know whether the elephant Aswathama is killed or the human Aswathama is killed. And Aswathama is killed. Just because of speaking slight lie and not following Krishna's instruction, Yudhishthir Maharaj's chariot from that time, that moment onwards, started rolling on the ground. So it's not that the other dharmas were there and people had the capacity, Yudhishthir Maharaj had the capacity to tell the truth. And because the truth was so prominent in Yudhishthir Maharaj's life, he could reject Krishna's instruction. But in Kali Yuga, everyone speaks so much of lie, so much of lie, so much of lie. Speaking a lie to the father that I am going for a ISKCON program is very easy. पापा पूछते हैं कहाँ जा रहा है? घूमने जा रहा हूँ और एक्चुअली वो गया इस्कॉन की यात्रा में, राइट? वाई? बिकॉज कुछ फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता है। पत्नी पूछती है कहाँ जाते हैं, मैं थोड़ा घूम के आता हूँ, और घूम के प्रभु जी के साथ आके 2 घंटा भागवत पढ़ के चला गया। और पति पूछे कहाँ था ना, एक्चुअली दोस्त के साथ बैठा था, एक्चुअली वो कर रहा था। तो झूठ ऐसे ही बोलते हैं कलयुग में, तो कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, राइट? यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड? So the dharmas were very powerful and people were very convinced, like Yudhishthir was so convinced. He's Pandava, he's the top eldest brother of the Pandavas, but he was so convinced. नहीं, सच बोल रहा है, भगवान बोल रहे हैं खुद. He knows that he is Krishna, he is God. It's not that Yudhishthir was unaware, I think he's not God and everything. He knows, but he will. So the dharmas are very, very powerful. And people used to get attracted to following the other dharmas, and in that course they will forget the real dharma of doing exclusive bhakti to Krishna, the Navavidha bhakti, chanting, reading, hearing and all those things, right? That was always the case in other yugas also. Okay, yes, Udharan Krishna Prabhu. So krite yadhyayato Vishnu. So that is the prescribed duty to achieve attain Lord in those yoga. No. So he is telling that in sloka that is given in Bhagavatam, krite yadhyayato Vishnu, tretaya yadato makha, dvapare paricharayam, kalau tad harikirtanam. In that it is said that in Satyuga you can do dhyan, and by dhyan you will attain Krishna. So by dhyan you will not attain Krishna. You will, this is the dharma of that age, that is yuga dharma, right? So there is something called yuga dharma, right? Yuga dharma makes you strong to perform the Hare Krishna. Okay, so yuga dharma means, yuga dharma will make you spiritually strong, right? The yuga has a dharma. By following that dharma, you will become spiritually strengthened, spiritually empowered to practice the holy name of the Lord. Like Dhruva Maharaj performed lot of austerities and did lot of dhyan and did all those things. And by that he chanted the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So that was in Satyuga. So these Kalau Tad Hari Kirtana means that in Kalyuga, all other dharmas will not work. Only Hari Kirtan is there. But in other yugas, Hari Kirtan is ultimately the goal, but other things also you can perform to enhance your spiritual power and everything. But Hari Kirtan is actually sufficient. But since other yugas people used to do and then they used to perform, and that's why it is mentioned. But dhyan is you cannot attain Krishna and Krishna's love just by dhyan. You cannot attain love for Krishna by doing yajna, and you cannot attain love for Krishna by doing just the paricharayam, right? You need to take shelter of the Harinam. Is this clear? Is clear? But you will become spiritually powerful. Like for example, we also say do deity worship. How many of you have seen all devotees they say deity worship karo, deity worship karo. Deity worship se aapka you will also suddhikaran hoga, you will develop purification and also that you can chant Hare Krishna, right? So we also say about deity worship. Yes, Monali Samad.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, we heard that Vasudev actually compiled Bhagavatam and Shukdev Goswami was son of Vasudev. लेकिन हम जो भागवतम पढ़े, सुखदेव गोस्वामी later on told that Bhagavatam.
Okay, so this is, I understood this question. We'll answer this question next class about the setting of the Bhagavatam. Okay, we'll answer in next class about how the Bhagavatam is set, like which was spoken at what point of time, the chronology and all. We'll discuss. Okay, so it will take some time. It will not be so fast to explain that. Okay, next. Udharan Krishnapur, you had some question.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, my question is on the duties of different dharmas when you were saying Varnashram Dharma. So, Prabhu, in this age of Kali also, we need to follow Varnashram Dharma. but keeping Krishna as the center. Right? When the conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda was happening, so this question came right on the Varnashram Dharma as well. Now you are saying today that we have to have an exclusivity with Krishna, but by following Varnashram, aren't we giving exclusivity? By performing Bhakti in Varnashram Dharma, aren't we giving exclusivity?
So, Varnashram Dharma is an external way to love Krishna. So, Varnashram Dharma is what? That you are sitting in office and your wife's birthday is there and you employ your peon to give a gift to the wife. And you have your work, which is very important. And Poonam will get the gift and is happy that he has got a necklace. But Poonam will be more happy if you go yourself and just give her a flower rose, not even a golden necklace, but if you give it to yourself. So Varnashram is a very indirect way, sending peon to Krishna. Right? And that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in his talks with Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asks first, what is the goal of life? Perform Varnashram, keeping Krishna in center. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, ye to bahya, aage karo ha. So this is external. Why external? If you want to love Poonam, you send your peon with a gift of necklace to Poonam. What nonsense is this? What type of love is this? Better work less, get less money, and with the less money purchase one small rose and give that rose directly to Poonam yourself. What is the use of working so hard and sending peon to Poonam? What kind of love is this? So Varnashram is like this, sending a peon with a gift to Poonam and you doing your work in office so that you can purchase lot of get lot of money and purchase lot of more items and give 2-3 peons to Poonam. What those peons will do? Husband is only not there. Peon char aur bik rahe hain. Right? So this is Varnashram. So we may have all those duties, but we should understand that giving the fruits to Krishna through these duties is like sending peon to Krishna, and we ourselves are engaged in something else. But Krishna wants us, not our peon, not the results of our work. Peon is what? The result of your work, he is your employee under you. Yes? I hope you understood the example. You ask Poonam what she will like. Husband coming with rose or husband sending peon with a necklace? Gold necklace. She will tell husband coming with gold necklace. That is Lord Chaitanya. Speciality of Lord Chaitanya is that in other yugas you have to give up everything and then only you can perform exclusively devotional service. In Lord Chaitanya, Grihe thako bane thako sadahari bole dako. So even in home, while performing all other dharmas, while within that if one performs chanting the holy names of the Lord, Lord Chaitanya becomes so pleased and then he takes him back to Godhead. So that is speciality of Lord Chaitanya, that he is giving us necklace also and he is allowing us to remain in our Grihastha Dharma also. In other yugas, there is no question of attaining the God while staying in a house under a AC and with your wife and children around. There is no question about all those things. No one heard that one Grihastha in AC room sitting with his wife and children and went back to Godhead. No question. Whether it is Bharat Maharaj, whether it is Parikshit Maharaj, whether it is anyone, whoever attained Krishna or God or attained liberation, they had to give up family, they have to give up home, they have to give up all the attachments. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving us the gold necklace, right? And also, giving us the peon, both. Okay, he will give us the husband also bringing necklace. Yes.
Prabhuji, this is not dependent, pure devotion is not dependent in Varna and Ashram. No? How to understand that, how to comprehend this, because you are telling you have to give a family and then it is possible. But in any yuga it should be exclusive. In Grihastha Ashram also you should be able to perform perfectly the pure devotion.
That's what is Lord Chaitanya's mercy. That's what is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is more merciful in giving. The bhakti that Lord Chaitanya is giving has more mercy than that bhakti that was available in other yugas. That's we have to accept. What can be done? We may say that bhakti is powerful, but when Lord Chaitanya is giving bhakti, that is supremely magnanimous and powerful. When Krishna is giving bhakti, or Narayan is giving bhakti, then it has lot of conditions. Lord, sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo. You have to give up your stri dharma, pati dharma, lot of dharmas, then only I will give you. But Lord Chaitanya says that I will not require anything. You stay wherever, grihe thako, bane thako, sada hari bole dako, and I will take you back. So that's how Lord Chaitanya is special, right? It is real glorification of Lord Chaitanya that without even giving up any of the varnashram duties we can attain. Okay? No condition.
Yes, Prabhu.
I am in varnashram. Okay, I have to do.
You are not in varnashram. You don't know what is varnashram. But working in a software company is not varnashram. It is Sudra job. It's Sudra working for Mlechas. It's not varnashram. Right? So you are employed by a Mlecha and working as a Sudra, and you are telling you are doing varnashram. Don't speak out varnashram. There is nothing, varnashram is not possible in Kali Yuga. So all the people, whatever we are talking about varnashram, doing farming is not varnashram. Just by doing some farming in village, we don't create varnashram. Varnashram is not possible. Let's not discuss about varnashram. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected the Tattvavadis. Chaitanya Charitamrita you can read. They were talking a lot of varnashram. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, what nonsense you are speaking. Varnashram is not possible only. So let's not speak about working in a software company varnashram, or we go and do farming. It's not varnashram. Nowadays devotees, they go to farming, they go to village, and village चले जाएंगे, software company छोड़ देंगे तो varnashram हो जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं. Giving up software company and going to village is not varnashram. Working in software company is not varnashram. Kali Yuga, there is no question of varnashram. Let's not discuss about varnashram. Let's discuss about the essence that okay, whatever situation we are, whether we are following varnashram or not following, that because very difficult to say who is following varnashram, right? Because all around people are Mlechas. Kings are Mlechas. Mlechas have become kings. So where is varnashram? Kshatriya has to be king. Can you change this? You may go to a village and do your own, start farming, but the king who is sitting is a Mlecha. Huh? And you are telling varnashram is happening. Varnashram first means the king has to be a Kshatriya. There has to be a group of Brahmanas, and then based on your propensity you fit. If you are a Brahmana, you become a Brahmana. If you are a Kshatriya, become a Kshatriya. Oh, where it is possible now? Just doing farming is not varnashram. Right? I am working in a corporate, so I am not doing varnashram. So many devotees have left corporates and started farming, thinking that they are doing varnashram. Arey police fellow chant Hare Krishna, you know, and because they have to do farming, their mind is so absorbed in the farming, then they cannot chant Hare Krishna. Arey better chant Hare Krishna while sitting in car, right? Go in car. You need to understand when His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj put AC in the temple hall. It was a remarkable ISKCON phenomena. In no ISKCON temple there was AC in temple hall. Arey, why you have to give so much of comfort? People should come to temple and do austerity. But your body is not meant for austerity. Put the AC and hear the holy name. That's better. So we need to understand working in corporate is not varnashram. Just getting married is not following the pati dharma. right? Okay, I have a patni, that's why I am pati. ऐसा नहीं. That's not the point, you know. So just because I am married to a girl, I am a pati and I am following pati dharma. It's not like that. Just because I am a lady and I am married to a man and I am chaste, I am following the patni dharma. It's not like that. There are a lot of varnashram, and we may be following just 1% of the varnashram, and it is very difficult to follow the 99%. We are incapable of following the varnashram. So that's why best is we chant Hare Krishna. We follow what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has clearly rejected varnashram. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Sthane sthita srutigata tanu vakmanophi. Wherever you are, whatever position, you just chant Hare Krishna, hear about Krishna, and go back to Godhead. So we are not here to change the world and waste our time in changing the world. We are here to transcend the world, right? We are here to help people transcend the world. We are not here to transform the world, right? We are not transformers. We are not reformers. We are people who teach how to transcend the world, right? Kali Yuga will remain like this. Kali Yuga means no varnashram. Accept. Why we have to take a revolution in Kali Yuga, varnashram revolution? And okay, if it is happening without too much of endeavor, fine. If it is happening by its own course without too much of endeavor, fine. I am not against varnashram, but what I am telling, I am against over endeavor for varnashram. Okay, किसी तरह varnashram को establish करना है, नहीं, संकीर्तन यज्ञों के establish करो, उसके लिए varnashram थोड़ा help करता है, you do, right? So we have life school, we have so many things, flower holy and all those things, but they are like the externals. Essence is chanting of Hare Krishna. Yesterday I was talking with the small kids. I was telling, how many of you know Hare Krishna? Everyone said Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What more is required, right? All the values are over if we just make kids chant Hare Krishna. But that doesn't mean that we just make them chant Hare Krishna. We give them values, right? Okay. Sorry to say, it may be very demeaning to hear that, but you are not following varnashram, and you cannot follow varnashram. Okay, even if you leave the corporate, you cannot follow varnashram. So better chant Hare Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna.
So whatever we are following, like, so we have to give exclusivity to Krishna. So only in service and chanting, are they ensuring that we are giving exclusivity to Krishna? Like we have to increase more service or increase our chanting. How we ensure that we are giving exclusivity to Krishna?
So quality means exclusivity. If you are improving then the quality, then we are exclusive. So first we focus on quality of the service. We don't increase the service provided till the time that service has attained certain quality. So we focus on giving quality. We don't increase too much of holy name and chanting until unless a particular quality is attained, right? So quality is very, very important. Okay, and exclusivity also comes by giving priority. Like morning, every day, first thing I will do is chant Hare Krishna. That is also exclusivity. Yes, Poonam Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
I was thinking like for children, how we should give this exclusivity when we are doing seva, like that they should feel the presence of Krishna, that love, care and attention, like how you give us. We feel the presence of Krishna in our lives.
Yeah, so we need to genuinely love people. If we love genuinely people as children of Krishna, then they will also feel that love. So we should not see them as our children. We should not see them as someone else's children. We should see them that these are living entities, roaming around in material world and not having Krishna in their life. Let me at least help whatever I can help in connecting them to Krishna. So then that they will also feel that love. So that concern, they will also feel that this person genuinely loves me and wants to connect. So the Jivatma wants to connect to Krishna, knowingly or unknowingly. And that's how when anyone helps the Jivatma to connect to Krishna, the Jivatma becomes eternally indebted and grateful and feels that love. So even if the kids don't know that they need Krishna in their life, if we connect Krishna, they will also feel that love. Okay? So we should genuinely try to connect them to Krishna, understanding that if they get connected, they'll feel that love. And another thing is that we may teach them some mathematics, we may teach them some values. In all of the things, we should see that how we are adding Krishna element in that. Like for example, when I used to teach in Partha, so the examples you give, so you can always add Hari, Ramesh, and all different names which has Krishna element. So in that, the examples are all about Radha, Krishna, this and that and all. So in that way, people also get to hear about Krishna while they are reading mathematics or while they are reading physics. Okay, that is also another technique. But we need to love them beyond just kids of someone. We need to love them as Krishna's children.
So Prabhuji, like giving them special prasadam and like listening to their issues, little bit of guidance there. All these paraphernalia, like
so we should actually respect them. The first thing is that generally we think kids, we should give a lot of respect to them. And when we give respect, they feel value. So we should really give them respect, give them that value through giving them respect and then attention. Yes, they are special. So if everyone feels that they are special, then they will really feel loved. Okay?
Yes. Thanks, sir.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Sunita Wali Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, while we are performing Krishna Dharma, there are so many other dharmas we need to ignore. I'm not talking about family, but like helping others. Like if I'm going to temples, there is some problem on the road, some accident has happened, so I could not go to the temple and I need to help someone. So, like if I am ignoring, I have to choose one out of both. Like helping someone or doing Krishna Dharma, like going to temple and doing my chanting and so will it make Krishna happy if I ignore my other dharma and I only focus on performing one dharma? Or if I can do it externally, if I'm performing other dharma, but internally I'm always thinking about Krishna.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
So that is how maturity is required. Like the example you gave, it's an apath situation, emergency situation. In emergency situation, the dharmas and the definition of dharmas completely change. Like Arjuna was not chanting Hare Krishna while he was fighting in the war in Kurukshetra. So it's an emergency, apad. So there is dharma, there is paro dharma, and there is apad dharma. So dharma is of this world, swadharma or dharma of this world, what you are talking. Then there is paro dharma, that is the dharma to the Lord, and then there is apad dharma. So in apad dharma, we may have to little bit tweak or little bit adjust dharma and paro dharma in order to do apad dharma well. Like for example, in scriptures, there are rules that if a human being is put in a situation where there is nothing to eat and is about to die and everything, there is no vegetable, nothing, he can eat some birds or he can eat something and somehow other can survive. This is apad dharma. Now dharma says that you cannot touch meat, you cannot touch all these things, but to survive, the human being has to survive. right? But this is emergency, apad dharma. So in apad dharma, certain times dharmas and parodharma both are little bit tweaked and adjusted. Like for example, you gave the example that किसी को अगर help करना है, मेरे को मंदिर जाना, so मंदिर जाके आप करेंगे क्या? कुछ सेवा करेंगे या हरि नाम करेंगे? So you pick him up and you continue chanting Hare Krishna. At least that person, if he dies or if he is sick, he will hear Hare Krishna. So your Hare Krishna is also done and helping that person is also done. And that's why we need maturity of where the apad dharma is there, right? So apad dharma is where dharmas and the parodharmas are sometimes little bit neglected in order to carry forward the apad dharma. But apad dharma cannot be at every time, right? But apad dharma is apad dharma. Emergency means medical emergencies. Some medical emergency has happened. Like sometimes the ladies are pregnant and during their labor pain has come and childbirth will happen. So for 2-3 days the ladies cannot chant 16 notes because it's like a apad situation now. Now you say, "Arey, 16 mala nahi kiya, arey bach gaya wo," hai na? This is like a emergency is emergency. We cannot say about parodharma during emergency. It is our responsibility to make him somehow get connected to parodharma, like a person is about to die. Now he cannot chant his 16 notes, but it is our responsibility to help him chant 16 notes or put kirtan so that he is hearing. Because he is already in apad dharma. Okay? Is this clear? So that is dharma, parodharma, and then there is apad dharma. In apad dharma situation, dharma and parodharma has to be adjusted. And it requires maturity to understand whether it actually is a apad dharma or how to do parodharma in such situation. That's why we require guidance. And slowly will become mature. After taking guidance for so many years, will become mature. Okay?
Okay. So similarly, Prabhuji, I also wanted to ask you कि जैसे कि I have X amount for charity. So I can give it. I can use that money for Krishna or like for family, friends, and some poor people around me. Sometimes if they are not devotees, still if they need help, so I can use a little bit of money for them also. Is it right to do that?
So that's a different question altogether, because if a person you are giving charity, he is not following dharma, then you will also get the reactions of he is not following dharma because of giving charity. Like a person is eating non-veg and all, and you give charity to him, so you also get the reactions of so that's why when we give charity, we try to educate the person that okay, what charity you are taking from us, you are not going to use this in any of the wrong things. Like sometimes we go to stress management seminars and all those things to company where we don't give direct Krishna consciousness. There we don't give it for free, we charge it. Like when I go for the corporate seminars and all, it is not for free, and they don't give it to me. I don't have any personal account. What money they can give me? I don't have bank account only, and they don't give cash, so they transfer to ISKCON. But now why I have to get the money from for ISKCON? So that I don't get karma, because I am not teaching direct devotional service. I am teaching some stress, this and that and all those things, which they are going to use it not for Krishna service. But like yesterday I was teaching some design things and all, but there was very clarity that all the people who are learning, I had told Tarun, they have to serve. That's why we are learning. Teaching them. So then it doesn't become wrong. We can do it for free, because there is a condition applied. You are learning some things. Those things you have to utilize in Krishna service only. That's why we are teaching you. Otherwise, we cannot start design training for free. We'll get karma. But because the design training has a condition that they are getting trained and they are going to use all the skills for serving Krishna, and that's why we don't get karma, right? So material education has to be done very carefully, otherwise we may get karma. So similarly, charity also has to be done carefully, otherwise we'll get their karma. Is this clear? So best is, that's why, to give charity to Krishna and let Krishna take care. Oh, Krishna says, oh Krishna, you have given me, I have given you, now you take care. Right? Why I will be the person? Because by giving charity to any other people, our ahankar increases. Oh, देखो मैं ये गरीब को खड़ा कर दिया, मैं ये कर दिया, वो कर दिया. Oh Krishna, I am giving you, you take care, you see what can be done. And then we see that how Krishna is taking nice care. But that doesn't mean that we become hard-hearted, because we should also see and weigh the situation. Imagine one person is really in desperate situation. We should really help him, and but we should help him not just giving money. We should help him giving education and tell him ki first give up the meat eating, give up intoxication, follow the 4 regulative principles. आप गरीब हो because you are breaking laws of karma, laws of dharma. First you do that, then I'll give you charity. And then they say yes. Then they say no. Then we say Hare Krishna, thank you very much. My charity is not for you. So we should give charity after ensuring that the people are following the 4 regulative principles. They are not breaking the laws. Otherwise, we are encouraging them to break the laws. Like we have very clear policy that okay, satsang class you will come only when you follow the 4 regulative principles, chant Hare Krishna. There is no ambiguity in anyone's mind whether we can follow or not follow. So that means that otherwise if I just become Dila Dala, okay, you can do anything and everything, then I am encouraging to break the law. Yes. Okay. Yes, Bihari Govind Prabhu.
This process that sages were doing, sages were powerful, they were doing yajna, and you also told from yajna, Lord Vishnu also comes. So when that is all there, Prabhu, what is the exclusivity that they are missing? Is it just about that Sankirtan was not added and that is why they failed in this yajna, or when the yajna process is also powerful, why will that happen?
They want Vishnu to fulfill their purpose. Like Maharaj Navi, Vishnu appeared, and what Maharaj Navi said, I want a son like you. So it's a material purpose. So Vishnu may come, but they ask Vishnu all material things. And they know that if no one can fulfill my material desire, Vishnu can fulfill. That's why they invoke Vishnu. And Vishnu comes. Okay.
But in Sankirtan process, they are not expecting anything from the Lord.
We may also expect from Sankirtan. Devotees chant Hare Krishna and think that मैं ठीक हो जाऊंगा, बीमारी ठीक हो जाएगा, हरे कृष्ण कर लो, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. We may also expect, and Krishna may fulfill that, but you are getting cheated again. By chanting Hare Krishna also you may get free from diseases. But what's the use? Kachan vichinnam abhitipya ratnam. You have got broken pieces of glass from holy name and you have lost the essence for which we can get rid of all this material world and go back to Godhead. Yes? Yes, Shantanu Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Like if we compare to people of the other ages, like they are doing, like Varnashram, they are trying to follow, and this is all comes under a lot of piety, like giving dan, doing some cow protection, and dan, punya, tapa, and lot of types of laws that mass, but very they are leading pious life, and very less part of bhakti is there. Because so many things, among that bhakti is one part. But in Kali Yuga we see that because we are so much busy in so many things, especially which are not even pious, ugra karma, like working in softwares, or we are going into doing so many material things. We have to tell lies, and like I will tell as a teacher, sometimes teacher is supposed to give right guidance, but many times we know by seeing the student only that he cannot clear the exam and he is dull, but we cannot speak that for business purpose. And with that, we are doing a very small part of time that we have some exclusive bhakti, like chanting of the holy name, because we are so busy in so many things for the family, this thing. So, Guruji, how we compare? Like, there people are doing so many pious things and leading a life of a goodness, but little some part of bhakti they are doing, and here doing some exclusivity, because here also the quantity cannot be done too much, and remaining part is so much of like a ugra karma only. So how do we this is better to do only some exclusive bhakti. Otherwise, exclusive bhakti has to be done more. If we are like, I don't know whether I could explain myself.
Yeah, you could.
I'm telling lot of 90% dharmic life and 10% or maybe 5-2% some chanting of those religion. And here like 50-60% of the life is gone in some job and so many things of outside the world, and then 30% doing bhakti, doing service.
So it's about faith and trust what we have. If it is not based on the quantity, it's based on trust and faith.
Did my question make sense, Prabhuji?
I have started answering. Your net is slow. Your net is slow. I have started answering already. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Are you able to hear now?
Yes, Prabhuji. I am able to hear.
Yeah. So I understood the question. It is not about the quantity or the percentage and all. It's about trust and faith. Where we have trust and faith. So even if we are following the Varnashram Dharma, but if we have trust and faith that this Varnashram Dharma is useless, chanting of Hare Krishna is the essence, then there is no problem. And even if we are going to software company and understanding I have to serve the mlechas and all these yavanas and all these things, and I'm like a Sudra doing all these nonsense things, and but the essence is Harinam, and let me somehow whatever time I'm getting chant Hare Krishna. So then that is also good. So point to be noted is how much trust we have on the essence. That is meaning of exclusivity. Exclusivity means how much really we have faith on the essence, that the essence of all the dharmas is to chant Hare Krishna. The based on what faith we have. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Shraddha sabde vishwasa kahe sudrudho nischay Krishna bhakti koile sarva karma krit hoy. So here the point of exclusivity is about how much trust we have on the essential path of spiritual life, that is chanting of Hare Krishna, which is the most prominent, most important aspect. All other piety and all that may be there, we may do it, but exclusively we perform devotional service, not based on the time or quantity, based on the trust and faith that this is the maximum thing which I can right now offer. Oh Krishna, you empower me, I can offer more. But imagine in Kali Yuga, our time is so less and our whole time goes in establishing Varnashram so that we can chant Hare Krishna. Like sometimes, sometimes people say, Prabhuji, of job life is so difficult. Then what do you think, Prabhuji, has to be done? So I asked, Nana Prabhuji, we have to do some business. Then lot of freedom will come, and then I will have lot of time. Then I can chant Hare Krishna peacefully. And to establish the business, whole life goes. And who enjoys the business is the son. Better than that, do some job and chant Hare Krishna. That's what I am telling. Actually, Prabhuji, I am a Vaishya. Born in Vaishya, Prabhuji. My family, all people were businessmen. And somehow, I have this, I want to do some business. I cannot work under someone. Don't have that nature. My nature is to always remain independent and do now to establish business, whole life will be wasted. You will die doing business only, right? Because time is so less. You might have established Varnashram at least in your life, but you forgot the goal of Varnashram, Krishna, because time was not there, right? So that's why it has to be weighed upon ki what is best, how much time will go away. We should not waste our time. Kali Yuga time is very less. We should not waste our time. Okay, is this clear? I don't know. What did you understand? Did you get it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Tirtha.
Yes. I am understood that we have faith in the essence and we have full trust, and whatever part we are able to give to the essence, qualitatively we give and we pray to the Lord so that I can increase, you will empower me to give more and more time to the essence of chanting and hearing.
Yes. Network is the most essential thing in attending online class. This is the essence of our discussion with you. Yes, Tirtha.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Dandavat.
Prabhu, just in the class you said that the speciality of Kali Yuga is that to perform other dharmas are totally negligible and we are forced to do Harinam. So, Prabhu, if we are forced to do Harinam, then why there are so less people in this Krishna consciousness, and why we have to always explain that if we do this, then we will get liberated? And the number of time people is hearing that if we are in Krishna consciousness, then leave that and enjoy your life this time. This is the only life you got. Enjoy it fully. And they are not even ready to listen about it.
Yeah, because we don't have people like Tirtha who are going out and preaching the message of the Lord, and because we have very less people who can become preachers and who can become teachers, and that's why the situation has become like this, that people, though they are not having capacity to follow the dharmas, so they are becoming adharmic. So there is dharma, adharma, parodharma, apadharma. So there is adharma also. So now they don't have capacity to perform dharma. So then we are expecting they will automatically do parodharma. But the general tendency of this world is it drags you down. So it will go to adharma. You are able to understand what I am speaking. So there is dharma, adharma, parodharma, and there is apadharma. So now in Kali Yuga, dharma, performing dharma, different dharmas, Stri dharma, Pati dharma, and all different Putra dharma, these are all very, very difficult. So now marriages are becoming very difficult. So what we are expecting, all will become brahmacharis. No, they get into living relationship. So people, because dharma is becoming difficult, and we are expecting that they will perform parodharma automatically, right? Just imagine some boy is seeing, Arey, these ladies are doing what not, they are killing their husband, cutting them into slices and putting them in a cement box, right? So I think I should not get married. So what I should do? I should do live-in relationships. So this is, the general tendency is if we are not able to perform dharma, we will get dragged to adharma, because that's the principle of material world. It drags you down. In material world, everything goes down. So we are not able to follow dharma in Kali Yuga, the natural default setting becomes adharma. If marriages are failing, so live in. People will not think if marriages are failing, I think I should live like Sri Nitai does. That no one will think. No one will think like that. No. That thought will not come, right? What thought will come? I think marriages are having so much of divorce. The best thing is that you see Radha Krishna also did live-in relationship only. What is Radha Krishna? Live-in relationship only. So it's a good live-in relationship. So they'll immediately go to adharma. And that's how we should be intelligent in pulling people from dharma to parodharma. This requires lot of pull and push. Not that because dharma is not there, so automatically people will do parodharma. They will get dragged to adharma, and that's what is happening. People are not even following the basic dharmas, moral codes, and becoming so adharmic, so adharmic. But one good thing is that, but because people are not having too much of things, like Srila Prabhupada, when he went to West, he saw that there is no family only. There is nothing mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, nothing is there. Everyone is individual in West. मैं और मेरा जीवन. And Prabhupada thought that these people are already living like Paramahamsas. Paramahamsa is what? मैं और मेरा जीवन बस, और कुछ कोई नहीं. Only thing is that they already are single. Brahmacharya, actually if you have to do anything for God, best situation is single. ज्यादा कुछ इधर उधर नहीं, पत्नी क्या बोल रही है, पति क्या बोल रहे हैं, ये करना वो करना. Single is best. And Prabhupada said they are already singles, right? And by single they are doing only nonsense. So Prabhupada used their single behavior and made them into devotees and involved them in serving Krishna. So we need to understand that dharma they are not able to follow, but that doesn't mean that they'll automatically go to parodharma. They will automatically follow adharma. That's the nature of the material world. We need to preach, use pull and push technique and give them some knowledge so that from dharmic stage they go to parodharma. Okay? Is this clear? Okay, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vancha Kalpaturu Vaishya Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.